All right, today we're going to peel back the surface. And I mean that literally. We're going to uncover the science and the art behind the sleek, durable finish of the aluminum products you use every single day. You know, from your phone to your car's wheels. Let's get into it. I mean, think about it. We're surrounded by these objects, but we hardly ever stop to wonder why they look and feel the way they do. That perfect, tough finish? It is absolutely not an accident. It's the result of some really deliberate and, frankly, fascinating processes.
So everything kicks off with raw aluminum. Right from the mill, it's already got some amazing properties. It's strong, it's light, but it's not quite ready for prime time. It's missing two key things that we, as consumers, really expect from our products. And those two things are appearance and durability. It makes sense, right? We want our stuff to look good, to have a certain color or shine or texture, but just as important, we need it to last. We need it to fight off scratches, fading, and just, well, life. Every single surface treatment out there is trying to nail that perfect balance between these two goals.
Okay, so before you can give that aluminum its final, beautiful look, you have to prep the surface. And honestly, this is probably the most critical part of the whole operation. If you get this wrong, everything that comes after is basically a waste of time. You just can't build a great finish on a weak foundation.
This prep work breaks down into three main stages. First up is degreasing, which gets rid of all the oils left over from the manufacturing process. Next, you've got cleaning, which washes away any dirt or other gunk. And then there's etching. Now, etching, it might sound a little strange, right? Why would you want to roughen a surface you're about to make look perfect? Well, it's kind of like sanding a piece of wood before you paint it. That microscopic roughness gives the final finish something to really grab onto.
And that grab has a scientific name, adhesion. That's the whole point of all that cleaning and etching, to maximize adhesion. It's what creates the strongest possible bond between the raw aluminum and its new finish, making sure it won't peel, chip, or flake away. It's absolutely crucial. So, once that surface is perfectly prepped, we get to a fork in the road. There are two totally different ways we can transform the aluminum. We can either put something on it, like a jacket, or we can actually change the very nature of the surface itself.
Path 1 is all about adding that protective jacket, or what we call a coating. Now, painting is the classic method, of course. It gives you a nearly infinite variety of colors. Powder coating is a bit different, and it's super tough. You take a dry powder, apply it with an electrostatic charge, and then you bake it. It melts and fuses into this incredibly durable, uniform skin. You'll see this a lot on things that take a beating, like bike frames or outdoor furniture, because it's way tougher than most liquid paints.
Path 2, though, is where things get really cool. Instead of adding a jacket, you're actually changing the metal's own skin. Anodizing is the perfect example. It's this awesome electrochemical process that dramatically thickens the natural protective oxide layer that aluminum already has. So it's not a coating, it's more like integrated armor. Then you've got things like polishing and brushing. These are mechanical methods. They don't add anything, but they physically change the surface to give it a specific look, whether that's a perfect mirror shine or that cool textured satin look.
So we've talked about the how, but how do we actually talk about the results? In the world of design and manufacturing, there's a specific vocabulary, a lingo, that's used to describe the final appearance. Let's break it down.
The final result is simply called the finish, and that term, it covers everything: the look, the feel, all the properties of that new surface. It's usually defined by whether it's gloss or matte, and the treatment itself creates a layer that has a very specific, measurable thickness, which is super important for how it performs.
And this really shows the two ends of the spectrum. A gloss finish, that's like a perfectly calm lake. It's smooth, it's shiny, and it reflects light like a mirror. A matte finish is the total opposite. Its surface has a microscopic texture that scatters light in all directions, which gives it that muted, non-reflective look. Just think about the inside of your car. The shiny chrome trim is gloss, but the dashboard is matte, so it doesn't create a distracting glare.
A great look is one thing, but really, what's the point if it doesn't last? This brings us all the way back to that second core goal we talked about, durability. The ultimate purpose of pretty much every surface treatment is to protect that metal underneath.
And the number one enemy that needs protecting from is corrosion. So corrosion protection is basically the shield that a good finish provides. Whether it's a layer of paint or that thickened anodized surface, it creates a barrier. This barrier stops oxygen and moisture from ever getting to the raw aluminum, which prevents it from breaking down over time. It's a lifesaver for the material.
But of course, this is a complex, multi-step process. And with all these stages, things don't always go perfectly. So what does failure actually look like in the world of surface treatments? Well, it looks like a defect. A defect is any little flaw, A bubble in the paint, a tiny scratch, an uneven color that messes up one of those two core goals we started with. It either ruins the appearance or it compromises the durability, or sometimes both. It's crazy to think that a single speck of dust that wasn't cleaned off in step 2 can cause a visible defect at the very end.
So, from degreasing and etching all the way to anodizing and powder coating, there's this hidden world of science and engineering in the surfaces we touch every single day. The next time you pick up your phone or your laptop, I want you to look a little closer. You're not just seeing a color or a texture, you're seeing a whole story of deliberate choices. You're seeing that invisible armor that makes it look great and makes it last. And now you know the secrets behind it all.